Clouds are like works of art in constant motion, transforming into shapes that look like they're straight out of a dream. From mysterious undulations to structures that defy logic, today I'll take you on a journey to discover the 9 strangest and most beautiful shapes these wonders of the sky can have. Prepare to have your breath taken away. Lenticular clouds, as their name suggests, have shapes reminiscent of giant lentils and are often mistaken for UFOs because of their unusual appearance. However, their origin is entirely terrestrial. They form at high altitudes, especially in mountainous areas, when a stable air mass flows and collides with a geographical barrier such as a hill or mountain. This collision generates mountain waves, a kind of invisible roller coaster of air with stationary rising and falling zones. When the rising air has sufficient moisture, it condenses and forms these clouds. As it descends, the moisture evaporates, leaving the lenticular cloud perfectly defined and isolated. Their static appearance and sharply delineated shape can be truly eerie, as if they are floating motionless in the sky. Mother-of-pearl clouds, also known as polar stratospheric clouds or mother-of-pearl clouds, are as beautiful as they are dangerous. They form near the poles during the winter, when temperatures drop below -83 degrees Celsius. In these extreme conditions, moisture in the stratosphere condenses into ice crystals, generating these clouds at altitudes above 15,000 meters. Thanks to their high altitude, the sun illuminates them even after sunset or before sunrise, when the sky is already dark. The ice crystals scatter and diffract sunlight, creating their characteristic iridescent glow, a truly impressive spectacle. However, these clouds are not only visually stunning. They also play a key role in the destruction of the ozone layer, as they accelerate the chemical reactions that convert chlorofluorocarbons into chlorine, a highly ozone-damaging agent. Asperitas clouds, with their chaotic dark waves that look like a churning sea as seen from below, are such an unusual formation that they were not recognized as an official category until June 2015. Cloud classification began in 1802, when scientist Luke Howard presented his lecture on the modification of clouds. Since then, the rich nomenclature of categories and subcategories remained virtually unchanged since 1951, until a Briton named Gavin Pretor-Pinney proposed something new. Pretor-Pinney, founder of the Cloud Appreciation Society, an organization dedicated to observing and understanding meteorological phenomena, noticed images of an unusual cloud sent in by society members in 2008. These photographs showed formations that looked like a turbulent ocean from below. Inspired by their rough, churning appearance, Pretor-Pinney proposed calling them Asperitas, derived from the Latin for rough. Finally, in June 2015, these clouds were included in the World Meteorological Organization's International Cloud Atlas. Although scientists are still investigating how they form, asperites are known to be most common in the plains of North America. Despite their ominous appearance, they rarely develop in storms and usually dissipate quickly. These formations, known as Kelvin-Helmholtz Waves, can appear almost anywhere in the world and at any height in the atmosphere. However, their beauty is short-lived. They usually last only a few minutes before dispersing completely, leaving the sky as if nothing had happened. They are generated when a mass of warm air flows rapidly over a layer of cooler air. Physicists William Kelvin and Hermann von Helmholtz discovered that this difference in speed and density between the two air masses creates a shear force. This force produces the characteristic ripples at the boundary between the two layers. Force. When conditions are ideal, these ripples take on a shape reminiscent of an ocean wave just before breaking. While impressive in appearance, these turbulent atmospheric waves are also an indication that the air is extremely unstable, posing a hazard to aviation. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. We also invite you to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. The sky darkens and the clouds begin to swirl like an immense whirlpool. This indicates the presence of a supercell, one of the most impressive and dangerous meteorological phenomena. Although its beauty is undeniable, its destructive capacity is surpassed only by hurricanes. What distinguishes a supercell from an ordinary storm is the presence of a mesocyclone, a persistent rotating current that allows it to last for several hours. These powerful convective storms often produce intense winds, large hailstorms, and even tornadoes that can remain active for long periods and travel long distances. It is precisely this combination of strength and persistence that makes supercells the most dangerous storms of all. In English, it is known as mackerel sky, because the elongated, billowing clouds are reminiscent of the patterns of mackerel skin, glistening in the afternoon sunlight. In Spanish, however, it is more commonly known as cielo aborregado. There is even a saying that mentions it, cielo aborregado, suelo mojado. And this is no coincidence, as this type of formation is usually a sign that warm air is rising, usually as a result of a distant storm. The moist air from that storm pushes up a warmer air mass, creating the characteristic ripples. So when this pattern appears in the sky, it's a clear warning that rain could be coming soon. Also known as mammatus clouds, these formations feature rounded protrusions that hang from the underside of other clouds, creating a pattern similar to cells in a tissue. They can form a cumulus cloud that extends for several kilometers. Their name comes from the Latin mamma, meaning udder or breast, due to their characteristic appearance. These clouds form when pockets of cold, moist air meet warmer, drier air. As a result, the storm cloud is isolated, with no significant updrafts or downdrafts, over a layer of warm, dry air. Although weak precipitation may be triggered, this condition prevents rain from reaching the surface. Generally, mammatus clouds indicate that the worst of the storm is over. Virga is not a type of cloud according to the official classification, but water that falls from a cloud but evaporates before reaching the ground. As a result, Virgas often look like jellyfish floating in the sky, their tentacles swaying to the rhythm of the wind. When they attach themselves to the underside of dark clouds, such as nimbostratus, they give the impression that these clouds leave a trail, as if they want to stain the ground. Virgas are common in desert areas, where rain evaporates immediately upon contact with the surrounding dry air. Altitude also influences their formation, as precipitation must pass through more air before reaching the ground. This meteorological phenomenon is also known as sky punch or fall streak. It is a large circular or elliptical void that can appear in cirrocumulus, clouds located in the upper layers of the sky formed horizontally, or altocumulus, formed at medium altitudes, longer and darker. These voids form when the water temperature in the clouds is below freezing, but has not yet frozen. When ice crystals are created in the cloud, e.g., due to a passing aircraft cooling the air, a domino effect is triggered. As a result, the water droplets that form the cloud and surround the crystals evaporate, leaving a large hole in the cloud, usually circular in shape. Like lenticular clouds, this phenomenon is sometimes mistaken for UFO sightings. However, their most dramatic moment occurs during sunset, when they look like bleeding wounds in the sky.